And once again, a good day to all of you. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you happen to be in the world. I thought it was time to once again stop and talk with all of you, bring you quickly up to date on what's been going on over the last week or so, and give you an idea of where I hope to be going in the future. I'll try to be brief, but those of you who saw my very first one-on-one know that when I try to be brief, my initial idea of brief turned into a half an hour. I'll try to stay clear of that. Well, since I last talked with you, I have been in the field twice, gathering photos and video for my upcoming feature. The next video feature is going to profile another missing person in the state of West Virginia, a little closer to my hometown of Charleston. I'm going to be profiling the case of Melanie Matheny. And because of the light here, I don't know how well you can see that, but this is the case that I am going to be profiling. I hope to have it up within the next week and a half. Have had a great deal of help on this from Melanie's family. They are very anxious to see a resolution in this case, and they have provided me with a great deal of information and material. And I'm about a little less than halfway through the editing of the actual video covering the event. It's going to be a little longer than my last one because there is a great deal more information that is known. And I must have visited, 8 separate locations on site, documenting what they look like today and trying to document what happened in 2006 when Melanie disappeared. So the case is, the feature is going ahead full steam, and that's one of the things that I really hope to improve with my channel now that I have a Patreon account. And on that note, a big thank you to those of you who have contributed financially to the channel to help it to grow and expand. It's only been 1 week, maybe a day or two more since I put that out there, and before I had even made the formal announcement, a couple of people had already found the Patreon page and signed up. So it is a very humbling feeling, and if there were words in the English language that adequately express just how grateful and thankful and humbled I am by this, I would use them. But I was in my thesaurus for 10 minutes and I just couldn't find them. So very simply, many thanks, muchas gracias, merci beaucoup, vielen Dank. And if I could say it in other languages, I would. So thank all of you for helping the channel to grow and expand. It's one of my goals in expanding the channel is to increase the number of uploads, to essentially double them. I'm doing this because I know many of you who are contributing are not in the state of West Virginia and would like to see a greater variety of cases. But to those of you who are in West Virginia and have appreciated the fact that I have concentrated in this area, I think I've reached a compromise. What I plan to do, or what my ultimate goal is, in increasing the number of uploads per month from approximately 1 to 2, I will make at least one of them a profile of a case in the state of West Virginia. So the frequency of cases that are covered in the state, the number of cases that are covered in the state, will not change. And in fact, they might actually increase. There might be an occasion where I simply am not able to go outside of the state, and each of the cases each month will be in the state of West Virginia. So you're not going to see fewer cases profiled in my home state. I'm certainly not going to forsake those who helped to build this channel up from nothing and have been so wonderful in their praise and their feedback from the cases that are covered in my home state. And for those of you who are seeing this outside of West Virginia, who have expressed their desire to see a greater variety of cases covered, what I am going to do is to expand into surrounding states, the border states, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio primarily. And at some point, you're going to see me in South Carolina. That might be the only time that I ever go that far. But there is one case in South Carolina that I absolutely want to cover. I have a relative who lives within a half an hour of the site, and at some point I am going to go down and cover this case. So somewhere along the line you're going to see me standing in the middle of a road in the Palmetto State, hoping I don't get run over. So that is going to happen at some point, but primarily the expansion is going to be into the states bordering on West Virginia. And this is going to include, this will include the areas of Ashland, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio, maybe up to Cleveland. I don't know about that yet. The Pittsburgh area, certainly, southwestern Pennsylvania, western Virginia, areas like that. I've already been doing online research and have found several cases right along the border that I hope to cover up front. So the next case, again, that you're going to see is the 2006 disappearance of Melanie Matheny. I hope to follow that up with one more case inside the state, which is the 1986 disappearance and murder of Teresa Woods. That happened in Fayette County, again in 1986. I'm in conversation with her family right now. And after that, I hope for the first time to, well, it would be the second time, I guess. I did go to Ohio once. I will probably be going back to Ohio to a case that occurred literally right across the border, right over the Ohio River from the extreme northern panhandle of West Virginia. I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the case or the name of the town, but it is literally within a stone's throw, if you've got an arm like Sandy Koufax, a stone's throw from West Virginia. So I'll be going outside the state, but not too far. It looks like an interesting case. It occurred in 1979, which is an ideal time period. 40 years ago, not the Stone Age, but not current either. Probably enough material available to present a good feature. And I, of course, will be going to the location where it occurred. That's going to be a criteria for covering any case outside of the state. It will be given as close as I possibly can. The same level of research, attention to detail, and I certainly will go to the location involved to provide unique photos and video of the places involved. One of the reasons I do that is both, I think it shows that I am very serious about these cases. I hope that comes across to all of you. And one of the good things about obtaining your own photos and your own video is you don't have to have a single concern about copyright. And I don't mind anybody else using mine, but I don't have to be concerned about anybody else claiming a copyright on material that I have used. That hasn't happened yet, but I hope to keep it that way. And for those of you who are wondering by now what's over my shoulder, yes, this is my sweater. I'm trying to improve the exposure, always trying to improve my exposure here inside of my car so that the lights, it doesn't seem like the lights are constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down, like there's a phantom hand on a dimmer switch. I noticed that in my last two one-on-ones, that there was a little problem with my camera trying to constantly adjust the exposure, and I hope this one is looking better. So my plans for the upcoming month: I am going to complete the feature on Melanie Matheny. I've already recorded all of the audio. Again, the video is about halfway done. I've spent the last 8 days gathering material, both from the archives and from Melanie's family. Again, because of the light, I don't know how well you can see this, but unique material, some information that has not been previously released. I hope to be able to bring to you as much of that as possible. I have sent a contact message to my source inside the state archives to see if they have any television news coverage from the time that this case occurred, but I don't know if I'll be able to include that or not, because it sometimes takes a week or two to get that to video, if it even exists. So I don't know how long that I want to hold up on getting this case out there. The news coverage, I know, certainly has improved has improved the features that it has been included in, but it is one of those things that has sometimes meant a longer period of time between the features than I would have liked. So I'll hopefully know more about that in a day or two. As of right now, I think the feature is looking okay on its own. The information that I'm going to be able to get out to you, I think, is more than adequate. All of the on-site locations are available to me. I have gone to all of them save 2, and I hope to get to those. I'm talking to you on a Sunday, Easter Sunday, actually. I hope to get to the other 2 locations tomorrow, and then I should hopefully be able to have the feature done and edited together, and my goal is to have it up within the next week. If it looks as though there's going to be a delay on that, I will certainly let you know, especially for those of you who have been generous and gracious enough to contribute to the channel through Patreon. I cannot say thank you enough. I could say it 100 times on here. I won't. I could say it 100 times, 1,000 times. It still would not be enough. I cannot believe, really, the amount of support that I have already gained inside the first week. I won't go into numbers, but it's enough to say, my goodness, thank you all so much for your confidence and for your show of support. I cannot believe that there are so many people out there who will take the time to listen to me talk for 10, 20, 30 minutes at a time. So hopefully with your support, I can move to make this channel my legitimate part-time job. Who knows? Maybe someday down the road I'll be able to make it my full-time job. But like Rick's character in Casablanca, I never make plans that far ahead. So we'll see what comes, one step at a time. Well, that's about all that I have to add right now. I'll try to keep in touch with all of you as often as possible, bringing you a progress report now and then. I'll certainly let all of you know through Patreon and Facebook, which you'll find links to both of those pages in the description of the video, as well as links to the 2 cases outside of West Virginia that I'm currently leaning towards as making my first expansion outside of the state. And again, right now I'm focusing on a missing person out of Ohio from 1979. So you'll be able to see the information from the Doe Network on that case from a link in the video's description. So once again, thank you to all of you who have helped to support this channel. Thank you to all of you who have tuned in long enough to hear me drone on and on and on again. And a special thank you just to all of you who have tuned in to all of these cases, have shared them, and have helped to get as many eyes on these unsolved cases as we possibly can. Without you, there would be no channel. So from the bottom of my heart, thank all of you. And I wish all of you all over the world a good day. And thank you again.